Managing test questions can be one of the most difficult parts that a education provider has to deal with. Manage the question itself, update it, keep track of it, insert it in various classes. It becomes sometimes a daunting task. But Link makes the system very easy. It all begins with building test questions. So we go to the testing tab and then we select questions. Now here it's just a blank search screen, but we're going to start by putting in a new question. So I'm going to click the new questions tab, and what we end up with is a new screen that allows us to build a brand new question. So let me add one in here. And let's say, okay, how many years does an MLO have to renew a license? And then we'll have our available answers. Let's say 1, and we're going to tab over to make it 2, 3, and 4. After we put our question and available answers in, then we would select the appropriate answer. In this case, it would be answer number 1. So I would click the bullet there for answer number 1, identifying it to be the correct answer. Now, below this area where we put the information in, and we're allowed to put up to 6 answers for each question, if you have built question categories, then you could even assign this question to a particular category, which would make it easier to sort out questions or to group questions later on as you're building classes. So I'm going to attach it to the MLO licensing category. And then down below at the bottom is a thing called tags. Tags are just, you can put words in here that will help you search your database of questions faster. So in this case, I'm just going to put in MLO as my tag. Let me add that. And you can have multiple tags added to your question. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now the question is in my database. So that's how I insert new questions, which is real easy. Then you'll see how to attach these questions to specific classes in the classes video. But let's talk about maintaining questions. So if I wanted to do a quick search of all the questions in my database, all I'd have to do is I can make only active questions, which normally that would be what we're searching is active questions. It's defaulted for active, but if you wanted to look at past questions that are no longer active, you could do that also. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search all categories, not just the MLO licensing one that I had selected earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and search all of my questions. And it shows up here that we have over 200. That's where it tops out, 200 questions in the database. And actually you can see the very last question we added is right here. And it was assigned a number of 7419. There it is. There's our question. But let's go to a question that's been around for a while and take a look at some of the information. Say, and I happen to know this particular question number, so I'm going to put it in here and we'll search it out. And look for question 6070, and then it'll bring up anything else that is relative to that search criteria. But here's the number that we're looking for, number 6070. If you select Edit, here's some of the information that you receive. You get not only when the question was created, but you also, if there was any updates to this question, it would post the last update date so that you know the last time it was revised. You also get some other information, like how many times has this question been asked, and how many times was it correct, and then what is the percentage of correct answers for the number of times it is asked. And then we have our test question, our available answers, and our correct answer. And then if we go down to the bottom of the page, if you look at Show Locations and click on that, it's going to tell you every class that is currently using this given question. So you never lose track of what question is attached to what classes and so on and so forth, which again becomes a problem for a lot of education providers because of the number of questions they might have in their test pool. But Link makes it really simple to track everything about the questions and to insert new questions on the fly, and it's a very simple process.